them like in the school board meeting?
I go to them all.
Every single
They
one,
literally
every
escorted
time.
me out with cops because they didn't, and her.
And me.
And she worked here for 36 years. And they're lying, and you can tell that I'm sincere and that this is all obfuscation. They're literally lying to us. We have a handicapped child. And then every single time and everywhere I go trying to address it, the Attorney General, the Ombudsman's office, anywhere, they all bring cops in and make it seem like we're the crazy ones because we ask one question over and over again and they lie over and over again.
What's the question? I'm sorry, I didn't. Would you share?
In this situation here, it's I want to see the records on this information.
Certain information?
Yes, and it's legally required information for them to give us. This is not. I'm not asking for a trade secret.
Information.
Yeah, budget information, information on the curriculum, simple stuff. 3 years they failed to do their minimum. And I look crazy every time, but the reality is I'm just fed up. This is a huge organization. The power imbalance is real. You know, they have all the control and I have zero control. And she has zero control. And she has zero control. And so what do? They stomp on us. And that's BS. This is not the way America is supposed to be. And they do it with a straight face every time. Like it's not, you know, it's like, dude. It's like going into court and being on video in a casino playing slot machines when the murder occurred, but the judge saying, I'm not going to consider all those videos in the casino because I'm pretty sure you're the guy. You get what I'm saying? That's exactly what they do.
And I just, like I said, I work in the same job. They just asked me to come in.
Of course.
I think a lot of it is just, it's not so much what you're asking for. In my opinion, just my short observation. Sometimes the delivery.
But that's why I sit. You know what I mean? That's why I plant myself down, and it takes about 6 times or 6 different people in the same setting to tell me they won't answer a simple question.
All these deliveries is now because of.
Well, and my delivery was fine when we came in.
You're frustrated.
But the point is, it's not until the 6th or 7th time where somebody says, no, I refuse to follow the law. No, I refuse to treat you as a citizen. No, I refuse to do my duty to your children that you entrust my school district with. Then I'm frustrated and I say, okay, then I am.
Maybe 5 minutes. The person that's going to talk to you is in route here in the building.
Sure.
I don't want to deter you from the diapers.
We have a family room upstairs.
We didn't bring diapers. I know, but he's going to be here in 5 minutes. Oh, you want to come back?
Oh,
Yeah.
have George take you home.
No, because Jackson's in the car. Jackson and Peyton are out there.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, you go home. Well, let's just wait 5 minutes, because he's probably going to come in and say, I can't help you.
That's what you said an hour ago, Justin. They've been waiting.
Yeah. Yep, 36 minutes. So just, let's wait the 5 till he gets here. 5 minutes, and we'll see what he has to say.
First Karen. I have that movie taped.
Oh, what's my favorite movie ever?
Oh, no, you guys gotta come over and watch Dan's favorite sport. You've gotta watch it. It's so funny.
Is it an older movie?
What else do I watch?
Well, I haven't heard of it.
It's
Did I just scratch my head again? I did.
Yep.
Son of a...
They probably have Kleenex.
Just, yeah. You have a Kleenex, I just tissue or something. Anything is fine. Thank you. No. It was just a scab, and I just scratched my head and I hit it. You guys would be very surprised.
I'm waiting until he gets here. He should be parking and coming in any minute.
You'd be very surprised at how polite and respectful and well-liked I am when I'm not being liked to. Because I never have these issues with anybody that isn't dishonest. And even more so, isn't dishonest in a way that actually affects me or others, you know? This isn't, it's not rocket science. And all we've been dealing with for months and months and years is lies. And there's a reason. I can assure you this, in my entire life, never been a situation where I was telling the truth that I was afraid to tell the truth. Unless I knew the truth was gonna be the worst thing that I could say, in which case then I was afraid. But I still did it.
Find you all a spot.
I think about.
That's so funny.
Is there somewhere down here that you find out?
Probably for this. Yeah.
Sue called me twice since we went
It's official.
at it.
Oh, it's interesting.
How are you? Good, how are you? Let me find a spot where you guys can talk. Let me find a spot real quick for y'all.
Mr. Riddle?
How are you, sir?
Kramer, nice to see you
Yes, I
again.
know.
I'm David Kramer.
He's their attorney.
All that.
Nice to meet you, Ms. Adamson. I'm David Kramer. Nice to meet you. I think Rhoda's trying to find a place where we can have a conversation.
Sure. You billing by the hour? Because we know you're giving them the advice. And man, you guys are making out on this one, eh? They're like, what do we do? Call the attorney, man. That guy, he'll come down and talk. We can pay him to lie. You saw my 8th Circuit appeal, huh? It's magic. I tried to explain that to you when I gave you guys the opportunity to tell the truth. What? September? I gave you the chance. You could have come out of that with nothing. No monetary, just a simple apology and the acknowledgement we won't do it again. You guys made an epic. It's like bringing the Trojan horse in.
Quick chat. You're welcome.
Have a seat.
Thank you, Ms. Rhoda. I'm good. How can I help you?
Well, I've been making, she has made, this is my mom, she worked here for 36 years. My wife has made, and I have made multiple Freedom of Information requests, right? We've been told 6 hours basically each time is the response. Well, we spent 6 hours. We think it'll take another 30, another 50, another 80. We want $1,400. We want $1,600. We want $700, right? That's illegal. I asked to review what they've come up with so far on all this free time, all this money, or all these hours, which I can account for close to 25 or 30, that she has said in individual emails. We spent 6 hours on this, 6 hours on this. Okay, let us see what you came up with in the 6 hours. Nope, not unless you pay. Well, that's illegal.
So let me share with you how the process works. And so Ms. Adamson, is that right? So I think you have a request that just came in earlier this week.
No, it came in 2 weeks ago,
No,
but
so-
McFarland missed it
So,
somehow.
She said she didn't receive it.
Yeah,
okay.
but it
So
was sent.
my understanding is that you have a request, and I think there'll be a response to that request within either today or by Monday, from the 4 days from when she received the request.
No, she received it
So
2
if-
weeks
if
ago.
I could, if I could.
Well, let's speak frankly.
Yeah,
I
if
can't
you'll let
help
me-
when she says she received it, but the facts are she received it. It wasn't bounced back 2 weeks ago, so it's past 4 days. That's all.
The answer is that you'll receive a response to your request. That response actually contains, I believe, 9 documents that were discovered within the scope of the request that you made. And so you'll get all of that back. That review did not take more than 8 hours, which is the statutory amount of time. So with respect to your
So they're
document,
asking you for money, just us.
I know, I was gonna say, how much am I gonna have to pay?
so you're not going to have to pay
No,
anything.
they got it all done in 8 hours.
So each request is treated individually
Mm-hmm.
and separately. It's a 2-part process. The first process.
We don't need to know the process.
So I think it is important because
I don't
it
think
goes
so,
to the
because
question.
timeframes are simple. They are on paper. So
Yeah.
what is it about mine? Let's get to mine.
So with respect to the request that was made by Mrs. Riddle, the way it was identified is, and the way the process works is we get the request, we start pulling the documents.
The
The
same
timing-
documents that.
Pardon?
I
Yes,
asked
and the
for?
same one that I asked
It's
for.
the same one. Your
So
request.
you couldn't send my documents to her?
No, we can't send it. We send the response to the person who submits the request.
Okay,
So you'll get that back. Your request, you will get a response back.
okay, so she should have gotten
You-
hers already.
She should have,
She
twice.
already, so she received a response that indicated that we had undertaken initial search, and after 6 hours, we had determined that it
Do
would
me a
take.
favor. Stop looking at him so he focuses
No,
on
that's-
me.
okay.
He's trying to avoid me.
Well,
No, she's here with me. Talk to me first, sir.
But there aren't, these aren't your requests.
I asked you first about
No.
my request. You're
Okay.
trying to go to hers. We'll get to hers in a moment.
Okay, so with respect to your requests, you were provided with an initial review, the search had taken up 8 hours.
How?
Because we have
Where's
to
the
do-
timeline? I would like to see the breakdown.
Well,
that's
that's-
legally required. If I want to see what they redacted, if I want to see the timeline, and I want to
So-
see where those hours went, so I want to go look at that.
So you go back to the process, which I think is important for you to understand.
Sure.
What the process is, so that you can then understand.
No, okay,
when we
so keep going.
So the process is 2 parts. A, we search. Once we complete the search, we determine whether or not we can respond right away without anything more. It's up to 8 hours, is what the statute requires.
Sure. I want to see what happened in those
case
8
of your-
hours.
In the case of, so.
Hold on, Mom.
No,
Look at
in the
me
case-
and ignore him.
All right, in the case of your mother's request,
I don't.
in the case of your mother's request, it took less than 8 hours to gather everything, search for it, review it.
You've already said this.
And, okay, great. In the case of your wife's request, the anticipated time that it would take to review and be able to put them in a room so you can look at them was more than the 8 hours.
Okay, so we want to see
So-
what they've got so far.
You don't get to see what they've got so far.
What are you talking about?
What I'm talking
So
about is
I
you
have
get
to pay to see what the free stuff was they got?
No, you don't. The free stuff is the first 8 hours is free.
So I want to see
gather-
the results of those.
They haven't been reviewed
Hold
to
on.
determine.
So you're telling me I'm supposed to
So are
pay
you
to
gonna let me talk, or
review?
are you gonna let me finish and explain how it worked or not?
Oh, I would love to hear a real
Okay,
explanation.
so if you'll stop talking.
You don't have to put your
I
hand up to me
understand.
like
You're
you got
recording-
something.
You're recording everything? Are you recording this?
No, I've got the emails
Okay.
from,
Are you recording?
Absolutely.
Okay, of course you are.
You knew I was.
No, I knew I was. I just wanted to make sure that everybody.
Of course I'm recording. You're lying. And you're wrong.
Okay. So
And
if
you're
you'll
the
let
big David
if you'll-
Kramer.
If you'll let me finish, the explanation is very straightforward. This is a process that's been approved by the Attorney General's office. This is the
Oh, the
process
liars?
that's been-
Sure.
that's been
Don't care
approved-
about that.
excuse me,
I'm going
I-
with
I-
federal law, not the liars of attorney
Well,
generals in
but
Nebraska.
this is
The ones
not-
that CC you on emails but hide it from us.
This
The
is
ones that
not-
you don't even include in that
this is-
lawsuit because, God, then I'd know.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Riddle, are we going to have a conversation?
How
or
about
are
we
you
get
gonna
to the
keep
point?
interrupting? I'm trying to get to the point and you keep interrupting me. Are you finished? You want to look at me?
Excuse me?
I'm asking you if you would like to look at me. You asked me to direct my conversation to you, or you
So
going to look at me?
continue. Don't get in my face.
No, I'm not in here. I haven't moved. I'm standing right
Don't
here.
position yourself like that
I'm
to me.
standing right here. I haven't moved. The answer is very straightforward, and that is that the process we follow, which has been approved by the Nebraska legislature, this isn't a federal law question. This is covered by the Nebraska Public Records Act.
They don't
State law.
supersede
It's a
federal.
state law procedure. Federal law has nothing to do with
Okay,
state
let's hear
records. We gather and we review documents.
Mm-hmm.
We determine what documents, if any, are responsive. We are permitted to charge for public records for anything that takes us more than 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
In the case of your wife's record request,
Mm-hmm.
we shared with her in our response those documents.
The 3
which have
documents that are state laws.
that, no,
Okay,
that had
sure.
been gathered, had been reviewed.
Those should be on. They were generic laws. You're telling me we're paying to train people in the laws? She didn't have those on hand from me? So it took her 6 hours to find those same 3 documents she sent to me 2 months ago,
No,
and to retrain
it
herself
took
on
the
whether or
6
not those were
hours.
valid?
No, those have been reviewed and shared with you within that time frame. We have more documents to review. We've given you an estimate of the amount of time that it will take to review those documents. We've asked for
And
a 50%
I'm asking
deposit.
nope, I'm asking
And our answer is-
simply, we would like to see what it is you're estimating such a high amount for. Because if in 6 hours you have so much information, it's going to take you 35 hours to review, I'd like to choose what I want you to review.
Yeah, but you don't get to choose what you want us to review or not.
False.
That the statute is clear.
Where did you get your law degree?
So it really is irrelevant where I got my law degree.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, the answer is very straightforward, and that simple is we are authorized under Nebraska law to estimate the amount of time it will take us to review. We've estimated it for you. If you want to choose to pay the deposit, we will continue our review. If you don't want to pay the deposit, then it's up to you, your decision, right? Once we've completed our review, once we've had the opportunity to establish that they are indeed responsive documents, once we've had the opportunity to establish whether or not there's anything that is in there that is not a responsive document, once we've had an opportunity to redact those documents, then you can come in and review them.
I
For
get to
no
see
charge.
why they're being redacted and who they were
You
to
don't
and from.
know, so that information would get shared with you at whatever point the review is complete. The review is not complete, and it will take approximately.
So what you're saying
3
is,
hours more.
so what you're saying is, a citizen that comes in, no matter what, they are forced to pay money for you guys to review and see what you want to redact. That's not part of the plan.
No, the only-
you don't get to charge me to decide what you redact. You get a charge for finding the information. The information has
reviewing
been
the
found.
information.
No, that is not true.
The
I'm going to tell you
Nebraska
that.
Supreme Court just decided this
What
last
case?
spring in the Flatwater Free Press case. It just decided this spring that review of the documents is a component of preparing them for a disclosure as a public record. And that review is part of what we've estimated for you. It's in the email.
So you're forcing me to let you review everything, even things that may not be relevant.
But we can't tell if they're
But I
relevant.
can.
If we can't tell,
I can tell if they're relevant.
Well, excuse me. We're the public body.
I'm the
We're
requester.
Yes, but we have to. If you say to
So
us,
you could go through 1,000 million things irrelevant to my situation, but you get to charge
but we
me.
don't know if they're relevant or not.
Then how can you make that decision?
Because you gave us the things you wanted us to search.
But you just told me that you have to decide whether they're relevant or not.
That's correct.
So
if
I
you
would like
say
to
us,
decide
if you
whether
say
or
to
not
us-
they're worth
if you
reviewing.
If you say to us, I want a document that says C3 on it, and we do a search for C3, and every single email that mentions a 501c3, which is not responsive to your email,
Which-
shows up in the total search.
So you would
So
need to,
we need to
put
review-
the and not sign and not 501.
Well, except
Except for that would take 2
No, it
seconds,
doesn't.
which is why I should be here helping.
Okay.
You guys don't even know that. So you're going to spend thousands of hours because you don't know how to subtract a result from your search. Do you get what I'm saying? You guys can't even subtract 501 from a C3 search, and you want to use that as the excuse that your team needs a whole bunch of time to
So,
figure
Mr.
something
Riddle,
out.
I'm
That's
confident that
ridiculous.
no matter what
Your
I say
example
to
was
you-
terrible.
No matter what I say to you, it's not going to satisfy you.
No, not if it's
So
not the law.
answer is that, well, if you don't agree with our interpretation of the law,
I don't agree
as
with.
as we've
You
said
haven't
it-
given
as
me your
we-
interpretation. You
As
said,
we've said in each one of our email communications.
"Oh,
to
so
your
it is you
mother-
making the decision
No,
and not
I
Ann."
said we, which I represent the school district. So when the district acts and
Who pays your salary?
We're a part of the district, right?
Mhm.
We are the district's attorneys.
Sure.
So when the district provided you with the email responses, they indicated what legal recourses you had if you disagree with our decisions.
So let me
Says
ask you a
right there at
question.
the bottom. You can contact the attorney.
I
General,
sent a
say,
very
"Oh,
specific Freedom of Information Request Act that would have taken seconds to complete, which was how much has OPS spent on legal services for any of these situations involving me? Why can't I have that information?
So there are two things. OPS doesn't track by individual attorney, by individual.
Okay, so this year.
person. Well, that's easy. That's on the OPS website. At every board meeting, the OPS, the Omaha
So why
Public
will
Schools
she not
Board
give it to me?
give you what?
You just said that information was on the website.
The OPS legal fees is on the website.
Is
It's
that
not
what?
by individual. It's not tracked by individual.
So you're saying you guys don't make money based on this? It's a single blanket amount each year.
No, I'm saying that the
course not.
Omaha Public. That
Show me where it's at on their website. Have her send me that
Here,
information.
let's go. Let's go right now. Go to ops.org. Go to board meetings. Go to claims, and under claims, you can see every law firm that the school district pays money to. Every board meeting, every bill that the school district.
So
ever
why would
pays,
she refuse to tell me that?
Because you didn't ask for that.
Yes, I
You
did.
asked for how much they had spent on you. And
Hold
the
on.
district said, the response is, they don't track by how you spend on an individual. That's exactly what the response was.
So they wouldn't just say, hey, you can go to the district website and see this, just like you did. Instead, they have to obfuscate it and make it some big issue and, oh, we don't do this. And I'm not sure what C3
it's
is.
on the website.
I mean,
There's no
but yet
obfuscation.
they didn't tell me that, right?
Well, that's because that's not what you asked for. You didn't ask for how
I'm
much money
sorry.
did the
We're
school
dealing with
district pay.
educators that teach children. Should they have a minimal amount of ability to problem solve, or should we just assume that they're just not quite up to par? So let's see.
You can assume whatever you want. The answer is
You
straightforward.
said-
we respond to what
We go
you
to
request.
OPS. We go to
There isn't a,
menu, calendar. Where?
yeah, there isn't.
I mean,
It doesn't.
where's it
say.
at? You said go to OPS. That's where I'm at.
All right, go to board
Okay.
meetings.
Board meet. Okay.
At every board meeting, there is a listing of claims.
Do you see board meetings?
I don't see board meeting.
I
Go
don't
in
either.
or here
No.
with you.
Like none of us can find it.
Okay, well, I'll be happy to send you the
Oh,
exact
board,
under board,
right here.
and then underneath board. In fact, you can, let me go one step further. Just go to the board meetings and search. You can search Barrett Home, and it'll tell you every single bill that's ever been paid to Barrett Home.
Let's see it.
Go to agendas, meetings, and board digest. All right.
This makes
And
it
then
even
search.
worse that they wouldn't tell us.
Yeah, well, you asked for how much they had spent on you. You didn't ask for how much has the district spent on legal fees, right?
I mean,
And
I
I'm
get
saying-
that
and the
you like
answer,
to.
if you go up at the top, there's
Yeah.
a search function. Search for Barrett Home.
There.
And every time that Barrett Home is mentioned on a board agenda, you'll see where it's at. And you can go to the claims and you'll see what they get paid every month. It's all there. It's a public record.
Well, that's what
But you didn't ask for that. You
Oh
asked
my
for how
God.
much they had spent on your cases.
I've
The
asked
answer
lots
to
of
that-
questions. They've answered
I'm-
none of them. I'm sorry they
Well,
couldn't
well,
understand this one.
yeah,
I
well-
mean, goodness.
Yeah.
I should have known though. They get 501c3 confused with their curriculum program. Okay. This is 16, 14, 16. Let's go. Okay, let's keep going. Here we go. So Where is there after 20? Oh, here we go. 2 of 24. Is this?
June.
It's every meeting agenda is on there. Anytime Barrett Home is mentioned on an agenda item, it's there. And the other law firms that, if you look up legal services, you'll find that, and other law firms that get paid for legal services that the school district, it's all, every bill that the school district pays is on their website.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
They handle our employment,
Oh yeah.
retirement.
Yep.
Oh God, no wonder we're in such a mess.
Yep.
Sheesh. I don't know
I
how they
didn't
kept
ask.
Roger Ray on forever.
So we go to. I mean, these are all fucking out of order. Let's see. 5. Where's 12?
What are you looking for?
Well, it's all out of order here, so I'm just looking for the recent ones. Well, I'll tell you what. It's clear we're not going to get anywhere because
Because Ann's not in the.
no, it's not that. It's because he works in this system of people
I know.
that all communicate, like the AG, the ombudsman, and all these. But what I've compiled over the years is nothing short of spectacular, and it's all coming out. It's all coming out.
Well, we don't have anything to hide.
You have everything to hide.
Okay.
Why now? Okay, let me ask you one more question. I got 100+ pages of black boxes that show nothing. They're fully black,
Black.
full reductions,
Yeah.
full black. Okay, is that legal?
Yeah, it is. The Nebraska Public Records Act provides that there are certain items that can be redacted.
With?
If it falls within one of the specific exemptions.
No, certain
the
pieces
letter-
can be redacted.
Well, but if the
You
entire
have to also
conversation
you
not
also have to notate why you're redacting these pieces.
and that
And I never got that.
Yeah, it says right in the communication that you received, it explained that it was and in fact, if you look on each one of those documents, in the black redacted, it will say what the reason for the redaction
No,
is.
there's nothing in
Well,
there.
it says-
Nothing.
It says
Zero.
right in the
Nothing.
email.
Nope, there's not.
It says it's for security reasons.
False. For security of whom? It was a public meeting. Have you ever
Yeah, but
seen
those
some of the
correspondence-
things that come out of the frickin' FOIAs?
Yeah, the correspondence.
I mean, I'm asking
the
a public school
correspondence-
district for basic info, and you're saying security?
Yeah.
What
that's
was
exactly
what's
I'm saying.
what is it that's so secure about those documents that I can't know who they were from, who they were to, what they were about, that they were an email, that they were a picture of clowns? I can't even tell that it's not 100 pages that were blank, marked redact. That's illegal.
It's not.
So you're saying that
I'm
it's
saying that the email explained that the communication that you received from the district explained why things were being redacted. So.
you know who he sounds like? McDaniel. Same. Interesting. And that Secret Service lady. And the social media networks. The FBI. Everybody that won't answer.
Answer.
So, are you telling me, without paying money, I cannot review the progress so far?
I'm telling you that if you pay the deposit that was asked of you.
So yes,
the
you're
district
saying,
will fill-
unless I
So,
pay
Are
money.
you asking me a question, or are you gonna make a statement about what I'm saying?
Well, you're
So,
saying
I'm-
yes or no.
The answer is.
Can I review anything without paying money?
That's a pretty much yes.
That's a yes or no question. Money or no money to review? Yes or no?
If it's less than 8 hours. of
It's been less than
review-
8 hours. That's what she said.
No, yeah. no.
I want to see what's been done in the free time.
Yeah.
Are you telling me I cannot see that?
The district is not finished with its review.
I don't care. I want to see where they're at. They don't have to be
We've
finished for
told
me
you.
to say, I want to see what we've got so far.
We've told you.
No, you haven't.
We have told you.
No, you have not. I want to
Okay.
physically review
Well,
them. Are you
listen.
refusing?
Yes, you cannot physically review them until you make the payment of the deposit and we complete our review.
So-
Got it.
So that's what you
That's-
just said.
That's
You
exactly
said-
what we said in
you
the
just
email.
said-
Yes,
you
and
just
it's
That's what we, that's what the
completely
district said,
illegal.
and it's, okay,
But you just.
great. You've got two options then.
No, I've got one.
Okay.
I'm going to file the suit on Monday, and I'm going to file one for each time we're denied. Each time. Eventually, I'm going to find a judge who's ready to follow the law because they don't want to be the next embarrassment in the Eighth Circuit.
Okay. I mean,
You guys are
no,
going down in
as-
history
as-
for this, and I bet you know
as
it
the district
because you've
shared
read
with
my
you-
stuff. Don't
As the
worry.
district shared with you in all of those letters, you can either go to the Attorney General's office. or
Oh,
file-
go to the Attorney General, the ones that lied with you, that you guys conspired. You have an email, it says CC on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they didn't use the complete full exoneration provided by the Attorney General
I realize.
in their
that.
defense of the lawsuit because, well, gosh, in the history of law, no one has ever covered up proof of their own innocence.
Huh.
It was nice to meet you all.
I wish I
Under
could
the
say the same,
circumstances.
but
Well, I've met you
have-
already before.
Yeah, well,
So-
I'm surprised
And-
that you didn't just say yes or no at the beginning instead of
Two
having.
yes or
they won't say yes or no because they are liars.
But you just said yes, you have to pay it.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what the
that's because
letter
I
says.
forced him. I mean, when you're trembling enough that.
What the letter says.
Yeah, the letter. Defer to that letter. Because the letter, that's the law. It's the way it is.
If you disagree
The
with
letter.
the district's interpretation,
I
you've got
disagree
options.
with the district's interpretation. I've got options.
See how that
We will.
resolves itself.
We
Thank
will.
you. Have a good day, y'all.
You're betting
Have a good
on
weekend.
your privilege. I'm betting on the law. We'll see if your privilege gets you what you need.
Thank you.
You can find it on YouTube. Thanks for going. I told you it was bad. I told you. I told you. Nobody believes me until they see it. I know you believed me, but like, this is bad, right?
He asks him a question, yes or no. He goes through a spiel, and then he says yes.
Yep.
That's how they've been doing it for years.
If you guys need anything, or Jack or anything.
Well, his
give
butt's
me-
probably raw.